Stakeholder Engagement Levels Guide. According to the PMI's
Before we start moving forward, make sure to subscribe channel and click on the bell icon. Sprint Seal provides training programs, certification programs on their websites. If you're interested in them, do check out the links in the description.
PMBOK Handbook, one of the knowledge domains related to project management is the management of stakeholders. Whether a project is successful or unsuccessful may largely be determined by how well stakeholder engagement assessment metrics are engaged. In order to successfully finish any project, it is necessary to satisfy the requirements of all of the project's stakeholders. For a project to be successful, the project manager and the project team will need the timely assistance and cooperation of all of the project's stakeholders throughout the duration of the project. Stakeholder engagement assessment metrics are individuals, groups, or organizations that are actively engaged in a project, who will be influenced favorably or unfavorably by the conclusion of the project, or who have the ability to influence the outcome of the project by their power and financial resources. While effective stakeholder engagement levels will require the application of interpersonal and communication skills, it will also require the development of a well-planned strategy to engage all of the stakeholders in the most productive manner to gain their support, which will be beneficial for the project. Effective stakeholder engagement levels will require both of these things. The efforts that are put into engaging stakeholders will be ongoing and consistent throughout the life cycle of the project. Stakeholder analysis. When 5 levels of stakeholder engagement is uninformed of the project in its entirety or the possible implications it may have, they are said to be oblivious. They are oblivious to the fact that it even exists. Now, if they are resistant, it means that they are aware of the project and the possible consequences that it may have, but they are resistant to any changes that could occur as a result of the work that is done on the project or the results that it produces. These specific stakeholders will not be supportive of either the work being done or the results of the project. Thus, we have an urgent need to improve our communication with them and better manage our relationship with them. There is a possibility that we will have stakeholders that are neutral, meaning that they are familiar with the project but do neither support it nor do they oppose it. They are not trying to control the situation in any way. It's possible that we'll have stakeholders who are on board with what we are doing, they'll be familiar with the project and its potential effects, and they'll back both the effort and the results. This is the ideal destination that we want to be heading toward, and the next phase will eventually be when we have stakeholders leading, which means that they are aware of the project and its possible implications, and they are actively involved in ensuring that the project is a success. They are not in any way acting as a barrier to our progress but rather as an aid to us. And that is exactly where we want to find our stakeholders in the future. Mapping our stakeholders against such criteria is part of an exercise called an engagement evaluation matrix for stakeholders. There is a possibility that there are stakeholders over on the left who are not aware of the situation at the moment, yet we want their cooperation in order to achieve the state that we want. The most of them, if not all of them, should truly be supporting or leading. Because it's possible that an executive or a sponsor may need to take the lead, we need to be absolutely certain that we are communicating effectively with them and that we are doing all we can to assist them move up into the higher levels of stakeholder engagement levels. Advantages of using an engagement assessment matrix with the stakeholders. Finding out how different stakeholders presently feel about the project is beneficial for a number of important reasons. Project managers that have access to this information are able to grow project support. The team is able to focus their communications to guarantee that the stakeholders will maintain their support if they identify those stakeholders who are generally supportive of the project or who are actively advocating it. One of the most important things that a company can do to be ready for an impending shift is to make certain that all of the relevant stakeholders receive the most recent information and to encourage those stakeholders to spread the word about what they have learned. This is particularly true for stakeholders who are trusted by others in the company and who wield significant influence inside it. Build awareness and engagement. One of the simplest ways to have a negative influence on the chances of a project being successful is to surprise them with a change that is either unwelcome or onerous. People like it when they are informed about what is going on and when they are given the opportunity to interact with the changes and offer input on them. The group may construct a powerful communications management strategy that is focused on boosting the stakeholders' knowledge of the project as well as their level of involvement if they first identify those stakeholders who seem to be uninformed of the project. It is possible that the project team will be able to persuade them to become supporters of the change, or they may provide helpful input that would not have been brought to light if they had stayed oblivious. The project team will on occasion make a conscious decision to keep stakeholders in the dark about certain matters. It's possible that the project is very sensitive and might end up costing people their jobs. In such a situation, the group can decide to conceal the information from the stakeholders until the right support systems have been developed. Convert resistant or neutral stakeholders. In conclusion, making use of an engagement assessment matrix for stakeholders enables you to identify and target stakeholders who are resistive or neutral. This is significant because it gives the project team the opportunity to investigate the reasons for the viewpoints they now hold. It's possible that they see the condition of things to come as being less advantageous. Another possibility is that the company attempted to make the same adjustment but was unsuccessful. Or they are concerned about whether or not they possess the abilities that will be necessary in the future. No matter what the motivation may be, having the team investigate and comprehend it gives them the ability to impact their stance. This might be in the form of targeted updates to indicate favorable project development in comparison to those that have failed. Sharing the plans for people's training and growth, which will help them feel more prepared for change, is another possibility. It's possible that all it is a simple acknowledgement of their worries. There are times when all that is required to bring someone on board is to make them feel as if they have been heard. How does this approach differ from others that include stakeholders? There are a number of distinct models for doing 5 levels of stakeholder engagement analysis, with the power versus interest model being among the arguably most well-known of them. After the stakeholders have been identified, they are placed on a 2x2 grid according to the degree of power and interest they are thought to have in the project. On the basis of this study, the project team will be able to determine how they ought to interact with the several major stakeholder engagement plan groups and formulate a strategy for the management of stakeholder engagement plan relationships. The use of sabotage in operations is possible. When stakeholders are resistant, more communication effort is required, which might lengthen the project and drive up associated costs. This may have an effect on the development of the project and contribute to the perception that the initiative is bound to fail. There are even more strategic uses for sabotage. If prominent project stakeholders feel the project is not adding value to the company, they may lobby for its cancellation on the grounds that the initiative is a waste of resources. In light of this, a specific approach for the involvement of stakeholders needs to be implemented for each of the 4 sectors of the power versus interest grid. Stakeholder engagement levels is an important component of stakeholder engagement strategy management. This is the activity that is done, based on the analysis you perform, to shift your stakeholders into positions that improve the chance of a good conclusion for the project. If you want to get the most out of any stakeholder engagement strategy matrix model, the most essential thing is to put the newfound knowledge you get from doing the study to good use. The action itself is what matters, whether it be persuading a stakeholder engagement matrix who is interested in and supportive of the project to become a champion for the project, or managing an important stakeholder engagement matrix who is averse to the project in such a way that it does not negatively influence the project.
If you found this video informative and useful, we'll always bring new concepts explained for you, so stay tuned with SprintSeal, and if you like the video, do share. If have any doubts or queries, do let us know in the comment section. Use the coupon code YouTube10 in our website to get 10% off on all our courses.